Alrighty, so we've been going over several types of percent problems given different situations, and today we're going to be looking at problems that involve situations that are increasing or decreasing and how we will find the percent in those situations. So let's go ahead and read the problem aloud, keeping in mind our quantity, percent, and whole. So Ken said that he is going to reduce the number of calories that he eats during the day. Ken's trainer asked him to start off small and reduce the number of calories by no more than 7%. Ken estimated and consumed 2,200 calories per day instead of his normal 2,500 calories per day until his next visit with the trainer. Did Ken reduce his calorie intake by no more than 75%? Justify your answer. So now that we've read the problem, let's go back into it and determine the pieces that we would need for our percent equation. So we know it's quantity equals percent times whole. And so we know his trainer wants him to reduce his calories by no more than 7%. So the goal is that the percent is less than 7%. So would this be a percent increase or decrease? Well, when they say reduce, let me just highlight that. It means to decrease the amount, right? To make it less. So this would be a percent decrease. So we do have the amount of calories he consumes now versus the amount of calories he used to consume. So I see that this is his amount now. The 2,200 is the current, and the 2,500 is the starting amount. That's how he started, or that's how he's been eating, and now he's reduced it down to 2,200 calories. So which one would be the part and which one would be the total? Well, in percent increase or decrease problems, there's actually something specific we need to do to find the part, which we will discuss in a moment. So we're going to hold off on that. Now, the question is asking if he did reduce his intake by no more than 7%. So we need to see what the percent decrease is going to be and then compare it to see if he met his goal of no more than 7%. Well, since we want to know the percent of his decrease, we need to know how much the decrease was in order to know the specific part the percent represents. So we know that the percent is going to be what's missing. So we need to find the quantity and the whole amount that we're going to compare to see the percent decrease. So if Ken consumed 2,200 calories per day instead of 2,500, what amount did he reduce his calories by? Well, I'm not quite sure, but I know that if we subtract them, we can see the specific amount that he decreased. So it was a 300 calorie decrease. So this is our quantity. This is our specific part that we're going to place into our equation. So now that we have the part that is being decreased, or that the specific amount that was decreased, what would the total be? Well, the total is always what the original amount started at. So in this case, he started at 2,500 calories, right? This is the starting amount. So that is going to be the whole amount that we place into our equation. So times 2,500. So now that we've substituted our values into the equation, now we can go ahead and solve. So we know we have to work backwards and divide by 2,500. So I could go in and divide using bow tie, but I also know that I can simplify this fraction. So I see that there are 2 zeros on each. So I can cancel both of these zeros out, knowing that that is the same thing as dividing by 100, right, on the top and the bottom, to get a simplified fraction of 3/25. Now using bow tie, 25 is on the outside and 3 is on the inside. I already know 25 does not go into 3, but it does go into 30 one time. And so if we subtract, we get 5, bring down a 0, and add another seat. 25 goes into 50 2 times. So our decimal is 0.12, but we need it as a percent. So let's move it over 2 times to the right. So our percentage is 12%. So now that we have this percent, is that no more than 7%? Or in other words, is that less than 7%? No, it's not. So therefore, our sentence would be, Ken did not meet his goal because he reduced by 12% instead of only limiting it to 7%. So he did not meet the goal that his trainer wanted.